Emma was an idealistic activist working in war-torn regions. At a young age, she had set out to change the world, joining aid organizations and serving in difficult areas for years. However, over time, the tragedies she witnessed and the harsh realities of humanity had worn her down. The flame of hope that once burned brightly within her had been replaced by deep disappointment. With each passing day, she questioned whether her efforts had any real impact. One day, she received an offer from the aid organization she had been working with for years. Angelina Jolie was coming to visit the humanitarian efforts in the region. Although she was one of Hollywood's biggest stars, Jolie was also known for her dedication to refugee crises and humanitarian work. However, Emma's faith had been so shattered that she doubted the visit of a celebrity would make any difference. When Angelina Jolie arrived, she insisted on speaking directly with the field workers instead of just the officials. She walked through the camp, interacting with war-affected families, embracing children, and listening to their stories. There was no pretense in her eyes, only genuine empathy. Emma watched from a distance, feeling a mixture of emotions. Jolie's sincerity surprised her, but at the same time it made her own hopelessness even more apparent. Eventually, their paths crossed. "Hello, I'm Angelina. May I speak with you?" Jolie asked gently. Emma hesitated for a moment before nodding. "Of course. I'm Emma." When Angelina learned that Emma had been working in the region for years, she looked at her with deep respect. "People like you are the reason hope hasn't completely vanished in places like this," she said. Emma sighed. "Sometimes, no matter how hard we try, it feels like nothing changes. People need help, but we can't reach them all. Sometimes I feel lost." Angelina remained silent for a moment before looking at her attentively. "May I share a story with you?" she asked. Angelina spoke about the first time she met refugees years ago. "At first, I felt powerless," she admitted. "There was so much suffering that I thought there was nothing I could do. But then I realized that sometimes even the smallest difference can save a life." She explained how individual efforts could transform into a collective movement. Emma listened intently. "Maybe we can't change the entire world," Angelina continued. "But we can change one person's life. And sometimes that's enough." That night, Emma thought deeply. Angelina's words echoed in her mind. The next morning, she walked through the camp again, visiting the tents, playing with children, and noticing the light in their eyes. Before leaving, Angelina met Emma again. "Is there anything else you want to do?" she asked. Emma realized she wanted to turn her dedication into a larger movement. Angelina offered to connect her with organizations that could fund her mission and help amplify her voice. A few months later, with Angelina's support, Emma founded her own aid initiative. She was no longer just working in the field. She was raising global awareness. The hope Angelina had given her now allowed her to help thousands of people. Within a year, Emma's organization had touched the lives of thousands, training new activists, providing aid, and giving a voice to those in need. She was no longer just a field worker, she had become a global leader for change. Angelina Jolie and Emma stayed in touch over the years. Angelina continued to support Emma's work and helped share her story with the world. One day, Emma had the opportunity to speak at the United Nations. Remembering Angelina's first words to her, she began her speech. Maybe we can't change the entire world, but we can change one person's life. And sometimes that's enough. Among the hundreds of people listening to her speech, Angelina Jolie was there too. Her eyes shone with pride. She had once helped a hopeless activist find her purpose, and now Emma was inspiring countless others. One journey had ended, but a new one had begun. Emma was no longer just an activist struggling in the field. She had become a beacon of hope for the world. And it had all started on the day someone believed in her and reached out a helping hand. The story ends here. If you want to hear more stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give it a like. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking, and see you in the next story.